Saturday. Today I'm going to be going over traveling for work because I know a lot of guys that I train at least, travel for work. And I think that's one thing that needs to be discussed and needs to be talked about. Got to figure out, a way to get that done. So for starters, I know that, traveling and working out doesn't typically go hand in hand all the time. And a lot of times there's, a bit of frustration that comes with that because, you got to find some time to, get both done at the end of the day. Also, on top of that, with trying to take care of your family and trying to make money, sometimes it comes to a point to where like nothing else matters because, obviously, you have a family to take care of. But with all that being said, I'm here to let you know that even though that you have, work to do, you have family to take care of, you still matter, right? You still have to take care of yourself, or those other things are non-existent. And because you still matter, you should absolutely be in the best shape possible, right? Tip-top shape. Now, before I moved to Canada, I was in Thailand for about 2 years. And when I got to Thailand, I got completely hooked onto bodybuilding. And the reason why I got hooked because it was something that gave me instant gratification. So I could find ways out of lifting to get instant gratification for myself, and I really, really liked it. And now, when I was leaving Thailand, I was actually getting ready for a bodybuilding show, which was in Canada. So at the time, my life wasn't necessarily the easiest. For starters, right, with moving from country to country or from hotel to hotel, I didn't have access to all the food that I needed, right? So that was one thing. The second was, not only was I already hungry and pissed off because I was losing weight, I was lean and mean, but also I had to switch up my meal plan, which is a nightmare when you're already losing a good amount of weight. You can barely think because you're in such a huge deficit. So as far as finding foods to eat, I had to sift through 7-Eleven stores, and I had to search for foods, take out MyFitnessPal, scan the foods, and find foods that were like low in sodium, right, which was extremely time consuming, which is something that I definitely just didn't want to think about at all. And also, outside of having to find foods to eat, I also had to find new gyms to go to, and that was also time consuming because drop-in fees for gyms are like as much as the membership, right? So it's not always that that cheap, especially say you're going to the gym, 6 times a week, right? So say 6 times 20, whatever that is, it's like damn, and on top of that, I had extremely long flights, right, which were very, very uncomfortable. So, all I really, really, really wanted to do was eat. I had all these things to think about. All I wanted to do was eat, And then once I got to Canada, of course, because I'm going from like a third world country to like a first world country, because I, moved to Canada, everything is like 10 times more expensive in Thailand. So I had to make a lot of quick adjustments with food, with just, keeping my composure mentally with traveling, and then, spending, way more money on food. Everything was a big change. It was another huge culture shock. But I did it, right? And I did all of that with traveling literally across the world because I set a very high standard for myself, when it comes to fitness. So, if you travel for work, if you travel a few days out of the week for work, just make it happen, right? Because remember, this is the most important thing to remember is that you chose that job and you knew what you were signing up for. So, man up, right? Stop making excuses and really just get it done. There's nothing else to do but just get it done. So, if you need help, if you travel for work and you need help with putting a plan together to make sure that you are at or above that standard that you have for yourself as far as your fitness goes, then shoot me a message. Let's hop on the phone. I'll give you a few pointers, and then we'll see if we're a fit and take it from there. So I appreciate you guys for watching the live. As always, stay great, and I'm out.